Hey y'all, Instinct Survivors coming again with another 2-Tip Tuesday. This time we're doing a part 3 in our series of knife safety, or safety cuts if you will, or whittling cuts, or the list goes on. So if you want to check out the other ones, ding, and then give a second, I'll show you the other one too. But basically what we're looking at today as far as our 2 cuts is the Pare Cut, P-A-R-E, and the chest lever. Pull the lever, crunk. Anyway, the chest lever. I know there's a lot of folks that love this cut. I'm a fan. I do it, and I just, it's one of those things where I just don't think about it. I just do it. So we're going to go over both of those. We're going to get in close, keeping in mind, people, keep in mind, the Pare Cut is a very dangerous cut when getting to learn it. Okay, I'm going to show you the proper way, the safe way to actually learn how to do this cut. The reason being is because it's one of those times where the blade is coming to you, not away from you. So we're going to get in close. We're going to look at it from probably a couple of different angles so that you can see what it looks like, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so first off, we're going to do the Pare Cut. The reason for it is to get that fine cutting ability with your hand. And again, you're just using this motion. I mean, it's pretty simple, right? I'm holding the object here, holding the piece of wood, and then doing the cut with my fingers, not with my hand, okay? And then the chest lever is to pull off more material, but give you a nice cleaner cut. And you're not having to worry about your blood circle quite as much. You still got to worry about it, you still got to deal with it, but not quite as much. And I'll explain that as we go through the actual cut. So let's reposition the camera and we'll look at both of those different cuts. Oh, by the way, this time LT Wright features. So we're actually doing those today. All right, folks, so the thing about a paring cut is, again, you've got the knife in your hand and you're going to pull towards you, right? And what you want to make sure of is, number one, you have clearance here, right? The blade's not going into my hand unless I actually take and squeeze my hand in, and even so, you'll notice the blade's still not hitting. The other thing, and this is why I say safety, 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 is a lot of people have this paring mechanism of actually pulling into their thumb. Well, that's well and good, but if I keep the blades as sharp as I do, just that motion on a couple of my knives will actually slice your thumb open, so there's that. But don't ever do that, okay? Because if it goes past the area you're trying to cut, then what happens is you do slip, you do slide in your thumb, and you will slice that sucker wide open. Saw it a couple of weeks ago. Little boy was cutting, said flat out he did the technique wrong, and sliced into his thumb. So there's that. But what it is the whole stopping mechanism is when you pull your hands in, right? When you pull your fingers in, it doesn't go any further than that. You don't have to worry about pulling it into your chest or anything like that. You're just pulling that small cut. Now, again, if we're taking and doing, make sure my thumb's out of the way, I come in and do, you'll notice I'm just pulling little bits off into that specific cut. Now, depending upon what you're trying to do, so if I'm trying to make a notch at the top as an example, and I'm trying to cut that off, so this is being a perfect example, is let's say I want to get some of this off, I can take and pull, and notice my thumb is completely out of the way, right? I'm sitting there pulling without having to worry about, oh crap, I pulled it into my face. So now I've pulled that off, and this is good for if you're doing chamfering cuts on top of a steak, that's fine. Now you did see me then pull something off with my fingers. Now what I did is there's material between the two. This is safe, keeping in mind this is a lot of years of practice, okay? There's material between there. All I did was pinch the two between it and then pull off if that's something you're wanting to do. Keeping in mind, I don't condone it. It's just a habit I've learned, and I want to explain what you just saw, okay? So again, I'm taking and pulling in pieces off the top, and I'm just doing that paring mechanism, right? So you can see I'm actually cleaning up that top piece of wood. Hey, pup dog. All right, so there's that. Now let's look at the chest lever. I'm going to have to reposition the camera again so that you can see it, because it's going to show you a whole different way to look at things. So in a normal situation, we've taken and do it this way, where we're actually taking and being able to push the material out, right? With the chest lever, I'm actually holding it kind of opposite because I'm going to bring it into my chest. Now, chest lever is actually comprised of 2, maybe even 3 levers, depending upon if you're good at it or if you're learning or something of that nature. The goal is to get it down to 1 only, and then maybe 2, depending upon what type of cut I'm making. So the different levers, if we look at it, my wrist is 1 lever, right, or hinge point. My shoulder is another one, or hinge point. This is the one you want to eliminate. You want to eliminate the shoulder one, period. Regardless of how you do, you may do originally, you may do it this way first, but you're wanting to eliminate that overall motion. The main one that we're looking at is taking the knife, and you may see me adjust it a couple of times, but basically this is it. But I'm taking and pinning it up against my chest, right? I'm into the material, and then what I'm doing is I am pulling my shoulders back and pushing my chest out. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to do that. So pulling my shoulders back and pushing my chest out, and it makes this motion. All right, there's your lever. That's your main lever. And you'll notice the wood goes flying again. Now this is some completely dry wood, but what it does do is allows me to remove material without having to worry about my blood circle as much. Yes, people can still get hurt. Yes, people still don't need to be in that blood bubble, but I'm not flinging my arms outward and dealing with other people that may be not paying attention. So that's the main reason for this cut. So take and pull. I'm actually doing the same type of material displacement that I normally do. It's just a matter of now it's safe because I'm right here at it and I can't go beyond my chest. If I lock this into my chest area, I don't go beyond that, right? It's just a sweeping motion. Now, one other thing about the chest lever is I can use my other thumb. So the thumb push, sound familiar? I can do that as well. It's a great place to use the thumb push, because it allows me to get deep into this, and it allows me to go in and see it from a different level. If I need to see closer, as an example, my eyesight's not the greatest anyway, so I can get into there. So that's it, guys. Your whole goal is, again, locking it onto the wood, locking it to where you're trying to go. What are you trying to do? Because that's the biggest thing. Some people just sit here and cut wood, and that's okay if that's what you're trying to do, but you're locking it in, locking your elbows into your chest or into your sides, and then what you're doing is you're locking down that blade, and then again pulling shoulders back, pushing chest forward, shoulders back, chest forward, shoulders back, chest forward, shoulders back, chest forward, and again, and that's how you do that. So that's kind of it for that one. So there you go, folks. Again, 2 more cuts to the list, or your toolbox, if you will. And in this case, we're actually doing the Pare Cut, bringing the blade towards us, making sure we avoid our thumb. Make sure you avoid your thumb. Hear me, children, avoid your thumb. Get it out of the way. Otherwise, you'll learn very quickly to get it out of the way. The other being the chest cut. And again, a safer way to remove mass amounts of material by utilizing that chest cut and that levering motion with your chest and your shoulders. So guys, it's hopefully this has been very helpful for you. I'm working on maybe one more in the series. We'll see. Got a couple of others that we may need to talk about, especially when we talk about specifically bushcrafty stuff, if you will. All right, so want to go through those. Until then, use your instincts to survive. Hey, thanks for watching. Yeah, just cut yourself, Bill. It'll be all right. All right, folks. So now that I've gotten my brain right, let's talk about how to hold the knife in the chest lever first. Sorry, I had it actually flipped around the whole opposite way, and I was about to just really slice my face off. It was great. Again, knife safety was walking through the steps first.